Hello, Fuse Nation. My name is Alex Fuse, the host of Fusion News. What a great Martin Luther King Day today is. I am on the phone with Tim Kurkijan, ESPN baseball analyst. Mr. Kurkijan, how are we doing today?
I am doing very well. We're about a month away from spring training. Can't wait for that to start.
That's for sure. And this MLB offseason, it started off hot when the Yankees got Giancarlo Stanton and their new manager, Aaron Boone. And then it started to slow down. But Tim, the past week, it seems like it's picking up again, right?
Yeah, and it has to, because there's still way too many good free agents still available. And even though this shouldn't come as a major surprise that this is a slow-moving market, it's going to have to heat up at some point, because there are a lot of players out there that can help a lot of teams, and that help is going to have to come sooner rather than later.
Definitely. So when you heard the news that the New York Yankees got Giancarlo Stanton, one of the greatest outfielders in baseball today, what was going through your mind?
Well, I was amazed that it happened as quickly as it did, because if you remember, basically Stanton said he would not approve a trade to the Cardinals or the Giants. And I talked to a general manager who said it looks like they're going to have to start all over now. And less than 48 hours later, he was on the Yankees, which just shows you again, when the Yankees really want to move on a deal, they can. And they have the resources, the prospects, the money to do what they wanted. And even though Stanton wasn't the number one guy on their list to start the offseason, when he just kind of fell in their laps, they had to move. They moved quickly, and that was a stunningly big deal.
When you talk about the Yankees, they have one of the greatest minor league baseball teams in baseball, which is crazy to think about, because 5 years ago, that was not the case. So when you talk about trading with the Yankees, Gerrit Cole was a guy that was in the talks with the Yankees and a few other teams. He ended up going to the Astros just a few days ago. Why do you think Gerrit Cole did not end up on the Yankees?
Well, I think the Astro package was just a little bit deeper than what the Yankees were offering. Now, the Yankees might have offered more star power than what the Astros got more. I mean, the Pirates got more quantity than they were going to get from the Yankees, and I think that's why this turned. But in the end, Brian Cashman has done an amazing job the last few years of rebuilding that team while staying in contention, and rebuilding that team without trading his very best young players. So I think he looked at the Gerrit Cole situation and said, I'm going to have to give up Clint Frazier, maybe more. I'm not willing to do that at this moment, because I'm trying to stay with the program of keeping as many of our young players as I can. And that's why ultimately the Yankees did not deal for Cole, and that's why the Pirates sent him to Houston.
Tim, one other pitcher that's being talked about right now is Darvish. Do you feel like Darvish could make it on the Yankees this offseason?
Well, note my hesitation here. Yes, I think that's possible, but I'm not sure about that. This has gone awfully long without Darvish signing. Obviously, there are a bunch of teams that appear to be interested. There still seems to be a mystery team out there. We're not quite sure who that mystery team is, whether it's the Dodgers or somebody else. I still think this has a little bit of time to work its way through, but there's no doubt the Yankees are looking for another starting pitcher. But Darvish is going to come at a very steep price. But the one thing with the Yankees is they don't have to give up any prospects to get him, and that bodes in their favor. But they've also gone down that road, giving multi-year deals to pitchers, and they don't always seem to work out.
That's right. And some outfielders too, like Jacoby Ellsbury, which they are trying desperately to get rid of that contract space to get away from the taxes, because that contract is very scary for the Yankee fans up here in New York. So do you feel like the Yankees could try to get away from Jacoby Ellsbury's contract this offseason, or do you think he's just not going to want to leave this Yankee team?
Well, if they're to move him, they're going to have to pay the majority of that contract, I'm told, if they're going to be able to trade him. In other words, at this stage of his career, nobody's going to take on that kind of money for a player who seems to be in decline, certainly from 5 or 6 years ago. So I think the Yankees ultimately will move him, but I think the only way to do it is if they pay the majority of his salary.
Mm-hmm. Tim, we'll switch gears, and the rivals for the New York Yankees is, of course, the division winner, the Boston Red Sox. They have basically done, I keep saying they're in hibernation this offseason. What do you feel like the Red Sox need to do, or do they even need to do anything?
No, they need to go get another bat. That is obvious to everyone, certainly in the American League East. They got to go get a big hitter, and J.D. Martinez, to me, still is the perfect fit there. It's just very interesting that they haven't moved quicker on him, but I sense that they feel like they're bidding against themselves, and Dave Dombrowski, the general manager, who's very, very sharp, is just not about to bid against himself if he feels that he can get J.D. Martinez for his price as opposed to, say, Scott Boris's price. This is what negotiations are all about. Boris is always willing to wait to get the best possible deal, and the Red Sox in this case seem willing to wait. But in the end, it's really hard to win today without power bats in your order, and the Red Sox are desperately short on at least one, and I think Martinez still is going to be that guy, but only when the price gets closer to what the Red Sox want to pay as opposed to what Scott Boras wants the Red Sox to pay.
Do you feel like it's a safe bet for David Price to come back next season and perform what David Price was signed to do?
Yeah, I think David Price is going to be a very good starting pitcher again, and I don't think they have any other choice. They're going to put him back in the rotation, which is where he belongs, and they need him to be great. And with everything that went on with him last year, there has to be a part of him that says, I got to do better than this, and we have to do better than this. So I fully expect him to win at least 15 games, maybe push 20. I fully expect him to be really good, but I expect him to be as a starting pitcher, not as a reliever. The health is the most important thing, and I think his health will be there.
Definitely. When you look at the MLB landscape, there are a lot of good teams in the MLB. Do we have any early predictions for the team to beat in 2018?
Well, what the Astros did with Gerrit Cole is really, really impressive. They had a really good starting rotation anyway, and now they add another really valuable chip. So keep in mind, this team was rolling last year to the division title without Justin Verlander, without Gerrit Cole. Now they'll have both of them, and their rotation is so deep, that is with a healthy Lance McCullers, with a healthy Dallas Keuchel, that Charlie Morton, World Series hero Charlie Morton, is their fifth starter. And when you can have a guy like Charlie Morton with that kind of stuff as your fifth starter, that's a really good rotation. Their offense is obviously great. The one thing they really have to fix now is who's our closer, what's our bullpen look like, and that's the work they're going to have to do.
In baseball, you can always say you always need more starting pitching, but the Astros really don't need to say that anymore. But before we wrap up this Fusion News interview, Tim, you have seen so many baseball games over your great career with ESPN. Do you have one favorite moment covering baseball for ESPN?
Well, it wasn't with ESPN. Well, I'm going to answer your question about ESPN. I think I think the World Series between the Cardinals and the Rangers was about as unforgettable as you can get, certainly in my 20 years at ESPN. Game 6, the David Freese game, was just the most remarkable thing I think I've ever seen. I've seen better games than that slightly, but that game just defied belief how the Cardinals could be down 2 runs in the 9th inning and 2 runs in extra innings and win the game. No team in the history of postseason baseball has ever done that, and they did that in an elimination game. So that was a one-game thing, but I must finish with that. The Cubs winning the World Series, playing 7 games. More people watch Game 7 than any game in history. The way that game was played, that was unforgettable. Although I must say, I've had so many unforgettable memories for my almost 40 years of covering baseball. It's hard to really figure out which is which. That's how many good ones I have.
Well, Tim, I want to say thank you again for coming on my show today. And where can the baseball fans follow you on Twitter to follow along with the rest of the MLB offseason? Like you said at the beginning of the show, baseball is right around the corner.
Can't wait for it, Alex. Warm weather is ahead.
Definitely. Thank you again for coming on my show today.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Fusation, you just heard it from Tim Kurkijan from ESPN. He feels like it's not out of question for Yu Darvish to end up on the Yankees in 2018. If the Yankees do sign Yu Darvish, that really puts them in contention for something special next season. They would be the team to beat, along with the Houston Astros. The Astros have great hitting and great pitching. Well, Fusation, I want to say thank you for watching. Be a subscriber of Fusion News. Hit the subscribe button right now. Thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. Share the video. Hit the like button. Hit the comment button. If I can speak today. What did you think about the show? Did you like what you listened to today? All right, Fusation, thanks for watching, and I will be seeing you later tonight at 8 p.m. with Eric Hubbs from Barstool Sports. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.